Welcome to another episode of Around the Mic. I'm your host, Rick. Today I have Beth and Jimmy with me to talk about the past 2 weeks' news in gaming. I thought we'd start out first with the merchandise assault from Bethesda as far as Fallout goes.
Again, the hype is real.
So they released an unboxing, they sent a unit to Polygon.com to let them do an unboxing, and it looks glorious. We'll talk about that more.
Which one did they send them?
The Pip-Boy edition. They showed,
of course. I mean, if you're
going
to do it right.
Right.
True.
Showed how it works with your smartphone and all that good stuff. We'll go into more detail about that. They also released the bobblehead collection, which, if you love Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, you know all about the bobbleheads.
That's going to take over, what is it, the Amiibos?
Right, yeah.
We can hope.
Yeah.
We can hope. I'd rather have the bobblehead collection.
Right.
I feel a little less dorky having those at work.
Yeah,
because at least they're more interesting.
Yeah. Right, but people are bound to ask, why does it look, blue and yellow? What's the 111 mean? I don't understand.
Right.
And then you can reveal.
Well, that's when you explain all the social experiments.
All right, there you go. And then somebody is making Nuka-Cola Quantum just in time for the game.
I know.
So yeah, I mean, if it glows like in the pictures how they have it, that'd be
well,
perfect.
if it glows, I'm not drinking it. In the game, that's a bad thing.
I know that this is all merchandising for collectors, but what happened? Can you do anything with the bottle caps? Can you?
Right.
I mean, are they currency?
Well, there was the one guy who. Did you not read that? There was one guy who did buy pre-ordered his copy with bottle caps.
Well, now that I can understand that, that's kind of just rewarding loyalty of the game. I mean, and the press alone that they got from that was the marketing made up for the cost of the game that they gave them.
One pre-order for all that free press.
But that's great that a game company is going to support people's love of something that they came up with, they created. It's good for the game culture.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's an oversaturation point, and they might be reaching it here with
they're trying.
the beer, at least.
Oh, yeah, there is the beer. So this is the cola.
There's a cola and a beer.
Yeah, someone's rebranding a beer. There's some microbrew.
It's a microbrew, and I believe this is only going to be available in Europe.
Oh, okay.
But it's the same beer that this microbrewery always makes, but it has a nice new Fallout theme label, and I believe it was like $40-some for a 12-pack, I want to say. That could have been a 6-pack, I'm not sure. But, I mean, for it to be...
It had to be delicious.
You're basically, I mean, it's the same microbrewery. It's the same beer in the bottle, but it just has a different label. So this huge markup is only for the label, and that I'm not down with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have at least come up with some kind of special brew for them or something.
A little pumpkin spice.
I mean, it's that time of year.
I guess I don't know how big that is in Europe, though. To be fair,
probably not. It would probably be more tea flavored.
Oh,
I'd say.
Right.
Well, that was still in the UK.
Right.
But I mean, I understand the Pip Boys and I understand where they're going, but some of this stuff, it's getting a little bit.
Yeah.
It's starting to be a little degrading to the fans, I think.
Well, I mean, the fans will definitely pay for it, and they know it.
Yes.
And so I do take a little issue. It feels like sometimes some of these developers, manufacturers, whatever you want to call them, publishers, are taking advantage of fan loyalty. They know that gamers are very fervently loyal to their franchises, and they will pay top dollar for whatever it is that has to do with their favorite game.
Yeah, I mean, they can pay for the $60 game with all the money they're going to make off the microbrew. So, I mean... Gamers love their collectibles, but I think there is a point where if you're going to start feeling like you're ripping them off, then maybe you've gone too far. Mm-hmm. But like I said, some of the stuff that they have coming out for this game looks awesome, and I wouldn't mind having it.
Yeah, the Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
I mean, even the guy that was speaking at the reveal before E3, I can't remember his name now, and I know I'm going to get hate for that. Talking about how this was one of the most gimmicky things ever, but it was pretty fucking good gimmick.
Right.
To paraphrase
it works.
That's such an integral part of the game, though, of the gameplay, and the fact that they are kind of taking that out of the game and mixing it with today's technology and letting you put your phone into it and things like that. That I don't see as such a big problem because it's kind of innovative. I mean, you don't have to sit there and hold your phone now. You can just wear it on your wrist.
Dude,
look like
innovation. It's just a cell phone holder.
It is, but
I've got one of those in my car. I could just wrap duct tape it to my arm.
That makes more sense to me than just relabeling a beer bottle.
It's a silver Pip-Boy.
You know,
Well, better than one.
What about if, incorporate that somehow with, all this VR tech that's getting ready to come out?
Yeah.
Maybe you can in real life. There's your Pip-Boy in the game.
You get a little accelerometer in your phone, picking it up, a little companion app going on.
Well, yeah, because you could just type it in to your Pip-Boy and then it changing the game. That would be a fabulous companion.
It would be.
That's up there with almost the Assassin's Creed letting me do stuff.
Right. Bethesda, I hope you're listening.
Have to unlock a chest through a companion app.
Well, not the chest, but like doing my
the bows.
The fleets.
Yeah.
Was fabulous on there. So if they could incorporate something with that with the Pip-Boy, I think that would be a great way to move forward and forget the beer.
Right.
Forget the cola.
More in-game, less out-game.
It's kind of like a peripheral, but not, and it's good for collectors, and everybody's happy at that point, I think.
I agree. I see nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get some Quantum, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Are you going to drink it? Are you going to
open it? I will.
I'll drink one. And then
I don't get it. I'm not a collector.
Okay.
No. Maybe. If they come in glass bottles.
Microsoft is finally releasing the wireless dongle for their Xbox One controllers to be used on PC. That's been...
It's been a while.
Yeah,
that was a really popular 360 item, so I know that it is definitely something people have been waiting for. And, I mean, a lot of games that come out for Steam and such, PC games, they have actually 360 controller support baked in. But
there was no way to really do that wirelessly?
No, well, it takes the dongle from where it's not Bluetooth like the PlayStation 4 controller.
Oh, okay.
Or 3 for that matter too. But so they do have their own wireless
transceiver.
Yeah, I was gonna say codec, but that's not the right word. But yeah, so they have their own wireless code and they have to have their wireless receiver. So having this one for the One, it's great because then you can use your One controller because it does have different sensitivities.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's
and
definitely
especially
different.
The brand new one controller.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have the new controller
Elite.
coming out that you can remap everything, so I'm sure that they have made some changes with that as well.
Yeah. I'm sure many PC gamers will be getting the Elite controller with that dongle. And now Valve has released Steam Link and also with their Steam controller as well. So Valve making another step towards trying to get into the living room. Yeah, the Steam controller. So let's talk about that a little bit. So I guess is it using heat sensitivity technology for the analog?
Right, it's something weird. I haven't really read that much about it, but
you probably could just use the same thing as on a laptop.
Well, yeah, basically, I think it's what it is, but on a controller. So I'm not sure how that'll translate. A lot of us PC gamers are used to.
Controller that has like just the little black pad on it, right?
Yeah,
It's like an ink stamp. You're gonna put your thumbprints in there.
Right. My issue with that though is I hate trackpads or touchpads on a laptop. Can't stand them.
I'm so bad at them.
If I got one at my thumb with a controller, that might work. But I'm used to mouse and keyboard like this, and to translate to this.
You can emulate it pretty well.
Yeah,
I've seen some videos of people like this is what I can do on the mouse. And one of them was on Metal Gear Solid, the new one. Mm-hmm. He was doing like training shots, and he was like, he could do it better with the Steam controller because of like certain inputs that you can do. You can do. So the controller has an accelerometer itself in it. So what you could do was remap one of the control pads to basically be mouse input.
Okay.
And he's aiming with the mouse. He gets wide aim with the mouse, but using the accelerometer, he could tighten it up. So you get the wide sweeping aim to look, and then you spot your target, and then you just lean the controller and headshot.
Okay.
So rather than having the wide sweeping.
Honestly, that's what I felt has been missing for a long time in some of the first-person shooters that I play. Where having precision control for those long-range sniper shots would be nice.
Smoothing was always the answer, and that's
it just never works. Answer. But if you can do it with that control of the... Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be cautiously optimistic about checking out the Steam controller. I have to admit, I want Valve to succeed in this.
Absolutely.
But I'm very skeptical about that controller. But we'll see. Maybe I'll give it a little bit of wiggle room and see how it is.
You should find the Metal Gear Solid video for sure.
Okay.
Because it was very interesting to see him be able to do that. Like have the tight control, but just wiggling a little.
Yeah.
I would be probably just overcompensating. Like I know I would screw up. Like
once you get your internal calibration with it, you'd be spot on with it. Bam, bam, bam.
I've not really played a lot of shooters on PC, so I'm still.
Well, I mean, they could do this on a console too, easily.
Yeah, we could be looking at technology for maybe not the next generation. Maybe they could do this because it does. Oh, yeah, the 6-axis. Yeah, the PlayStation controller has accelerometers in it.
Yeah.
Xbox is the one that needs to pick it up there.
We'll see. I guess if it works for Sony and Valve, maybe Microsoft's like, okay.
It's because that's easy. Everyone likes their new game. I mean, motion controls and everything. So
and everybody's is like slightly varied too. So I don't know how they're going to be able to.
Steam seems to be following the one that works because the 6-axis I always believe did work. People liked it.
So a college in Missouri has a brand new eSports program. Get a scholarship to play games for, what's the name of Columbia College in Columbia, Missouri. Add another college to the university to the list of universities that are offering a gaming degree or gaming scholarship.
So this is a degree in esports?
It's probably they have a video game degree and an esports
like major. Scholar. I got it now. Okay.
This is actually specifically targeted to League of Legends players. So I guess it is very specific to that. They're going to find 12 players, the college directors of eSports. So it is an eSports program. Brian Curtis, he'll be tasked with finding 12 players for 2 different teams, 2 teams of 5 plus 2 alternates for the college's inaugural League of Legends team. So I don't know if it's intramural or if it's going to be national competition.
Right, it almost sounds like they're setting up
like a... play that one other college that has... I mean, it sounds like they're putting together a team. This isn't a scholarship or a program.
Maybe it's a team to go into the the big esports competition, not just a collegiate league that they would compete in. But I mean, as more colleges get on board with this,
I was thinking the collegiate league. Actually, that was the angle I thought.
Yeah, there are actually a few other colleges that currently have.
That would be interesting.
This kind of a program. University of Pikeville in Kentucky has a scholarship this fall that they're going to offer for esports competitors.
That's surprising.
Robert Morris University of Illinois formerly added esports to its athletic programs from last year, including a scholarship to offer students to play, to student gamers. So you had to play games. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how universities are now including this.
It's like a football program.
Yeah, that almost is like really legitimizing it, I'd have to say.
So then
a university's going to pick up on
it. Right. So, and we might see more of this
ESPN's one thing, but now we're getting something else big.
That kind of makes me wonder how esports are going to impact gaming as a whole in the future.
Well, I mean, it's already happening.
Yeah.
I mean, you see games coming out, and it seems like the games are being geared more towards esports competitions rather than just general public playing.
Gotcha.
I mean, Gears of War, they started their first league this year with the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and the game itself has been out for about 2 months now, and they've already made changes. They made changes within the first month to some of the rules of the game types to put them more in line with the esports competition that they were running. And they actually just had an update yesterday where they have condensed playlists. They have removed some of the game modes. Yeah, and everything is basically being more driven by the competitive esports program that it seems that they're trying to do instead of...
And I guess that's good for the esports people, but that hurts the normal person.
It does. It hurts the fan base. I know a lot of people were upset. There were actually a couple of announcements. They had come out and initially said that they were going to do certain things with it, and I didn't see the exact or the original list because they updated it like really quickly after because people were so upset. That basically they had put a good response. They had put an execution game mode, and that was the only game mode to play in competitive, where it's 4 rounds, 4 kills, or 4 people to kill on each team. Yes. So it's whichever team has the first
kill, one shot, one kill.
One shot, one kill, basically. So you had 4 rounds of that, and then that was the only competitive game match or game mode that they had, and then everything else had been lumped into a social mode. And then it was esports rules. Well, the problem with that a lot of people had was that there's an achievement in Gears. Seriously, it's seriously achievement. This is one of the biggest achievements in Gears. It takes 10,000 kills to do it, and in this game, it has to be done in competitive mode. So now you've limited that to maybe getting, if you are the one person on the team that kills everybody on that team, then you might get like 20 kills a game. Oh my God. You might get 20 kills a game. If you are the only one on your team.
Right, if you kill everyone.
Right. First. So people really were upset about that. And they're like, there's no way that we're ever going to get this achievement if this is the only way to do it. So to the coalition's credit, they did go back and they've added Blitz, which is basically like a King of the Hill, Hold the Hill type of game mode, respawns all the time, so you can definitely get a lot more kills than what you would have before.
Yeah.
And they did that not only for the kills, but to help with the your experience points and your ranking up too. But all of those changes that they have made has come because of the esports. Well, and they do say that they have back-end data saying that Blitz is the most popular game mode. I find it hard to believe because I could never find a game. They haven't said that, but they do say they have the data. I just know that late at night I could never find a game of Blitz, but I could always find a game of King of the Hill, and now they've completely removed King of the Hill from the game. There's no way to play that. It's not in social or competitive, and there's only 2 game modes in competitive now where there were like 5. And they're saying this is to help matchmaking times and things as well by condensing the playlist, which I understand.
Right.
But
it's always the argument. And to that, what I have to say to that, dedicated servers. Well, let me look at a server list and I can choose, hey, look, that server's full, that server's not. Supposedly they have dedicated
servers for this game. That is what the coalition has said. There are dedicated servers. But
then they have a matchmaking system. That's not... That
doesn't
go together.
Matchmaking system, but I even have questions.
I don't want a matchmaking system if I have a dedicated server. I can, use my own skill. I can roll into the server, and if I get rolled, then oh my god, I'm gonna leave, and I can go join another server.
Right, but you can't do that because you're gonna get a match penalty if you quit early out of competitive. But anyway, that's still. I mean, that's a lot of those changes were driven because of the eSports League, and with them now coming up with, well, they're starting to drug test these esports gamers as well. Right. I mean, there's a lot of changing going on with the
that helps legitimize it at least.
It does.
And in public's eye and officials' eye kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess it does. But
it makes it, because everybody else does get drug tested and all the other professional sports players. So why not esports?
Yeah, but there's a way around that in all the other sports too. So I'm sure you'll have
it's a little harder though for. I say gamers. I don't have as many outs, at least yet.
It's not as much money involved in it yet.
Yet.
Once it gets there, you'll probably start seeing a lot of the different scams.
Well, I hope to see down the road when esports gets even more legitimized that we'll see a splitting on the game types, because I don't want esports to influence my games. I want those games to be developed with gamers like me in mind and not the competitive side of gaming that's now becoming very popular. So I hope we see a split. Obviously we could both, each could play on both sides, but I don't want that competitiveness to infiltrate the hardcore gaming.
I think it's going to come down to developers.
Right.
I don't think we're going to see that split. I think it's going to be, this developer is an esports developer and this developer is, public developer. They make games for the people kind of thing.
I guess we'll find out in the near future.
Yeah, and it's not like shooters or the strategic games are the only ones that are in the esports anymore. I mean,
I want Cooking Mama esports.
It wouldn't be surprised if down the road we end up seeing that sometime.